What is up, my YouTubers, and welcome back to my kitchen. Alright, if you hear anything in the background, one, I do not condone anything that you were hearing on the TV. Two, if you hear any kids screaming or running around, it's because they are having fun playing. And welcome to what we are going to be cooking today. So we are going to be cooking a pumpkin pot pie. Now, I do have the website linked below, but it has a bunch of different recipes on that website. So what I did is I took screenshots of this specific recipe, so in case anybody wants to make it, I will have those screenshots at the end of this video. Now, in order to make this pumpkin pot pie, we have to get our ingredients, which we have spaghetti squash, sweet potatoes, onion, brie, scallions, 1 leek, heavy cream, cheddar cheese, mozzarella, jumbo biscuits. It calls for pie crust. I'm doing it with jumbo biscuits, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Olive oil, salt and pepper, raisins. It did call for golden. I'm just going to use these. 2 cans of pumpkin. Rosemary calls for fresh. I couldn't find fresh. Cinnamon, garlic, and I'm adding a bonus to mine personally. I am adding chorizo. And don't worry, the chorizo will be cooked before I put it in the pot pie, so it's not as greasy. But the reason why I'm using the biscuits instead of pie crust is because I'm using these little ramekins here, and there's 6 of these, and I thought the biscuits would be easier to put on for the ramekins. So right now I have to go ahead and chop everything up and get started. So we're going to do that. Alright, for the first pumpkin mixture, preheat oven to 375. Mix pumpkin and rosemary and roast in oven for 20 minutes. While the pumpkin is roasting, heat a deep pan over medium heat. Add the olive oil, leek, garlic, saute until wilted, about 8 minutes. So let's do that. Alright, next thing we got to do, since it's been about 8 minutes, is add half a cup of cream. And cinnamon, which is 1 tablespoon. But, like most people who cook, you add sparingly, you know, a little bit goes a long way. Salt. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but, you know, salt and pepper, basically. And then you let this simmer for about 5 minutes. Alright. Now that it's been 20 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take out our pumpkin mixture. And yes, I did realize that it's probably supposed to be chopped canned pumpkin, but you know what? We're gonna just go with it. All right. So after we get the pumpkin mixture out, we have to spray our ramekins down. So we spray our ramekins down. Okay, ramekins are sprayed down, and then we take our pumpkin mixture and we put it into the bottom of those. So I need a spoon. Okay, we kind of, as evenly as we can, put this into here. So I'm just going to do, because I'm getting it all over the counter now, I'm just going to do 1 big scoop each for right now. And then we'll go back in. What I did to get them even, I'm just shaking them so they get on the bottom and they get pretty darn even. Again, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use chopped pumpkin, but we're going to just work with what I have here and we'll go from there. Alright, one thing I realized I forgot to do is I forgot to add the the leeks and the garlic into the pumpkin mixture. So I went ahead and poured it on top, and I'm just going to go ahead and mix it in with the ramekins now, and we'll go from there. Alright, after you sauteed that for about 6 minutes, you add the heavy cream. You add half a cup of raisins, which again you could just eyeball it. I'm just going to eyeball it. And then you saute this until the squash is soft. Alright, let's do that. Alright, next we add the cooked sweet potatoes, basil, salt and pepper. It says mix carefully. I do not have basil, apparently. So that's one ingredient I don't have. So I'll go ahead and mix this. And then it says, remove from heat, add cheddar, mozzarella, and brie folding mixture until melted completely. Alright, so let's turn off the heat and we're going to let this cool down for a little bit. Alright, if you are wondering when or where I'm going to add the chorizo, I'm going to go ahead and put the squash sweet potato mixture into a bowl, let that chill out, and then I'm going to use the same pan to cook the chorizo in. Then I will add back the vegetables, and then we will add the cheese, melt the cheese, and pour it all into the ramekins. Okay. Bye.